My number one mindset when it comes to love and dating, relationship, and marriage. It has to be the real deal or nothing at all. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mindset Mentress podcast. I am your host, Nikki K, and today we're going to be talking about a really fun topic because the last few episodes, I was just rewatching them and I was talking too much about spirituality, and this stuff is a little bit too deep. So, we're going to take a break from all of that and just talk about the fun topic that we all relate to, which is dating. And specifically, I want to talk about these 7 rules that I wish I had for myself while I was dating in my 20s. And you guys know I'm single. I have been single for the last 4 years. I've been meeting people here and there, but nothing really that makes me feel like they're the one. And I am someone who believes in love, and I am someone who has actually seen love all around them through friends, through family. There is real love out there. And so I'm very hopeful for love and finding love. And I always say that it's going to be the real deal or nothing at all for me. That is my number one mindset when it comes to love and dating, relationship, and marriage. It has to be the real deal or nothing at all. Okay. So these are the 7 dating mindsets that I wish I had in my 20s. I just think that as a woman in 2025, we need to have higher standards. We absolutely need to have higher standards, and not have standards just because you can say that you have standards, but have standards for the lifestyle that you want to live. Have standards because you have put in the work to be the person that you are today, and you have to have standards just just so you can give yourself what it is that you truly deserve. And I know I'm 30 and I've been through my phase of feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm not meeting anybody. I'm getting older. I want to have children, but I'm not meeting the right person. Yes, these are all very real fears. These are very normal. You are not alone if you're feeling it. I feel it. A lot of people I know feel it. And that's totally okay. But my mindset around this is that if I don't meet the person that I 100% am confident that they will be a good father and be a good husband, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I understand the commitment that goes behind building a life with somebody. I understand having to choose that person over and over and over again, even when it gets really hard. And you can't do that. You won't be able to continue putting in the work in a relationship if you don't have that underlining respect, love, attraction towards that person. And so I personally will I'm decided that I rather wait and meet the right person and then go through the whole thing than just hurry and meet somebody just to get married. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. It's just going to be a little bit more fun, maybe just give you a little bit more perspective. And end of the day, I just want you to feel like you're not alone. I want your takeaway from this episode to just be that you're going to be okay and you are going to find someone. And even if you don't, that's also, you're still going to be okay. And that's the main takeaway that I want for you from this episode. So let's get into it. This is the first mindset in dating. You have to have an abundance mindset. I know we talk a lot about abundance mindset on this podcast, but specifically abundance mindset around dating is so, so important. Because what does that mean? That means that if you, let's say, are dating somebody and you realize that and they don't treat you right or the way that you want to be treated, but they are your dream person in terms of, they have the looks, they have the money, they have the career, they have, everything that you're probably looking for. But this person doesn't treat you right. In that moment, you have to walk away. Because with the abundance mindset of dating, you know that that person, yes, they might be your dream person and check off all these boxes. But end of the day, if they're not treating you right, they're not your person. Simple as that. And I don't care how attractive they are. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how much, how successful they are. I don't care about any of that. If I am not being treated right or the way that I want to be treated, and if I'm communicating with that person and saying, hey, I don't like the way that you are doing this, or I don't like the way that I'm being treated right now, and if that is not being rectified, it's time to go. And that's where the abundance mindset really will kick in. And you have to be like, okay, this person is not for me because I am not receiving what I want to receive. And so if I leave the situation, I know I'm going to be okay because there is abundance out there. There's abundance of people out there. There's so many people. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. So that's where you have to really practice abundance mindset to know that you are strong enough to leave a situation that's not healthy for you, or even if it's not something that you want, you have the abundance mindset to understand that there's more for you out there. Number two, your love life is not your entire life. I was in a relationship for a long time, and the relationship kind of took its course where, you have the honeymoon phase and then you have the real mask comes off phase. It went through the whole thing. And because I went through that whole relationship, I realized that a relationship isn't going to fulfill me. Yes, a relationship, love, marriage, a partner is all going to be a part of my life, but it's not going to be my entire life. I have goals and dreams and things that I want to achieve and accomplish, or even hobbies that I like to practice. And all of those things that I like to do for myself is outside of a partner and outside of a relationship. And that is so, so crucial because when you have when you have a life that you actually fully enjoy living, you're not going to feel desperate to lock someone down. Does that make sense? And because when you are desperate to lock someone down, you're not actually making a decision with clarity. You're just kind of trying to lock down the first thing and you're going to just kind of settle for whatever comes through. But understanding that your love life is not your entire life and building a life that you truly enjoy living outside of it having to do with the partner will just make your dating mindset feel more relaxed and calm and give you more clarity towards getting the person that's actually right for you. Number three is you have to have self respect. Okay, I don't know why I put this down as number three, but it really should be number one. Your self respect is the most important thing for anyone. I don't care if you're a man or woman, whoever you are, as a person, as a human being, your self respect should be your highest priority. And you can only inspire people to respect you. You have to respect yourself so much that that inspires other people to respect you. You can't just sit there and say, "Hey, I don't like that I'm not being respected right now." But then they disrespect you and you still stay in that situation. That's not self-respect. That's not going to inspire that person to show you respect. But if you are communicating to somebody that, "Hey, I don't like that you're doing this right now. I feel disrespected," and they continue to do that again and they disrespect you again, you have to walk away. And when you walk away, that inspires that person to have more respect for you. It doesn't mean that you're going to work out again. It doesn't mean that you should maybe accept them again. That's on you. I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But in that moment, that's how you inspire people to respect you. You show people how you would like to be respected, and when they don't obey that, you have to leave. Number four, boundaries are for you. Boundaries are not something that other people have to follow. Boundaries is something that you set for yourself so that when someone oversteps that boundary, it's your call to leave. Having a boundary kind of gives you a action plan of what you need to do when the boundary is overstepped. Your boundaries are not there for other people. Your boundaries are there for you to understand what it is that you are okay with and not okay with. And then it triggers an action in you to leave or confront. It's on you to make the action. It's not that other people are naturally going to respect you or naturally going to want to please you because you have that boundary. Number five, you have to communicate your needs. I spent way too much time trying to get guys to read my mind, while I realized now that that's just very passive behavior. You have to communicate what it is that you want. You have to communicate what it is that you're feeling. You have to be so, so, so clear. And the reason that I realized that I was not being clear in the past is because I was insecure, because I was afraid that if I communicate this, then they're gonna leave, they're not gonna want me anymore. Or if I communicate this, they're gonna think this way and this way about me. And that's where you have to really develop the sense of confidence, where you can confidently say that, hey, I don't like this, I like this, I feel this way, I'm feeling insecure about this because this thing that you're doing, communicating what it is that you want, communicating what it is that you need, it's a sign of confidence, and it's a sign of you knowing what you want yourself. And by being clear in your mind of what it is that you want and who you are, that actually, again, like I said, inspires the other person to meet you there. It gives them instructions for meeting you there. And if they don't want to meet you there, if you do communicate to them what it is that you want and they don't meet you there, that's fine. They're not your person. That's the mindset. Again, that goes back to the first point, which is that's the abundance mindset, where you have to communicate what it is that you want. If it's not being reciprocated and not being like they judge you for it, whatever, they're just not your person. You keep moving. And number 6 is you need to heal your childhood traumas. And you don't need to heal your childhood trauma so then you will be rewarded with a relationship, like I talked about in the past. Self-love, healing, self-care, all of this is not so then you will be rewarded with a relationship. But healing your childhood traumas is basically understanding where your triggers are, understanding what your insecurities are. So for example, if you have a rejection wound, if you're afraid of rejection, go back to your childhood and try to understand where was the first time in my childhood that I felt rejection, and then dissect it. And then you'll realize, oh wow, when I was younger, I felt rejected by one of my parents when they did this. And because I felt rejected then, I feel like I will be abandoned when I express myself, or I will feel abandoned when I show my true personality or my true self to somebody. And then that kind of in your adult life, you carry this wound of rejection and abandonment with you, where you are not able to fully show up in a dating situation as your whole, full, real self. And obviously, when you're not fully yourself, you're not going to be able to find a real healthy relationship, because those triggers are going to keep coming up. So even in a situation where, let's say, you are in a relationship and you actually do feel a little bit of insecurity when your partner maybe follows somebody on social media or something like that, and then you feel insecure about it, you're not going to express it to that person that it makes you feel insecure, or you don't even understand why you're feeling insecure. That's a problem, right? And when you don't even understand how you're feeling, it's really hard to communicate to the other person what it is that you're feeling. And that eventually will just turn into resentment, and it's not going to be a very healthy, fun relationship anymore. So you have to understand where your triggers are coming from, and to understand your triggers and understand the things that affect you in relationships, you have to go back to your childhood and just dissect every little emotion, every little thing that you felt. It's almost like peeling layers of an onion. Every time you peel a layer, there's this new trauma from your childhood that comes up, or this new trigger that you discover, okay? And then you heal that trigger, you calm your nervous system, and you are just able to be more relaxed and have clarity and have awareness. Like I always say on this podcast, self-awareness is everything. Self-awareness, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, why you think the way you think, why you feel the way you feel, why you are triggered by certain things. Like understanding where all of this is coming from will put you at, I think, 90% of healing that. And then number 7, and this is the last dating mindset you need, and that is to never chase anybody. Oh my God, where do I start with this? As a woman, I don't think it is in our nature to chase men. Okay, I don't think it is in our design. And I'm going to be spiritual. It's not in our human design. It's not what the universe intended for the feminine energy to be chasing. Okay, feminine energy is a little bit more grounded. Feminine energy is more receiving. Feminine energy is being more present, while as the masculine energy is the energy that's actually more chasing and more going out there and getting things, okay? And I know in this day and age, I'm not saying men need to be masculine, women need to be feminine. I understand that there's a lot of fluidity and a lot of gray area in all of this. But for the most part, if you identify as being more feminine or you want to live a more relaxed, receiving, feminine, soft life, you can't chase men. Okay? You have to just trust that the right person is going to be there for you. The right person is going to come along. And that doesn't mean you're going to be passive either. You are going to be assertive in terms of you are going to stand up and say what it is that you want. And even if you like somebody, you are going to be forthcoming in letting that person know that you like them or that you're interested in them, but you're not going to chase them, if that makes sense. You can give hints, but I don't think you should continue to put yourself in a place where you are told you're not wanted, because that is incredibly damaging to your self-worth. It's incredibly damaging to your self-esteem, and as a woman, I just don't think it's in our nature to continuously put ourselves out there in that way where we we destroy the feminine essence within us. That's all I had for this episode. I hope you were able to get something out of this. Like I said, I just wanted to be a quick, fun dating mindset related episode. And I know that a lot of us are struggling with dating in general. It's 2025 and we're all just trying to figure out what's going on. And I know that we're all deserving of love. And I know that we all love love. We all want love. It's just that we need to approach it, I think, from a more gentler perspective. And we need to approach it from a more self aware perspective. And at the same time, always have this understanding that nothing is permanent. Absolutely nothing is permanent. So don't dedicate your life into just waiting for love or wanting love to happen. Don't put yourself in a place where you're just in a waiting room waiting for love to come in. Live your life, live your full life, live your dreams, live your goals. Every now and then, if you come across a guy and you like the guy and there's something there, explore it and just go with the flow. Just have fun. I mean, I love being a woman, and womanhood, as I've come to realize now, is more than being a mother. It's more than getting married, and it's more than all of that. Of course, it's all going to be a part of my life because I know that that's something that I do want in my future. But at the same time, I want women to enjoy life. I want women to travel. I want women to do all the things that brings them joy, whether it be art, painting, music, dancing, whatever it is. There's just so much for us to experience in this life, and love is just a little part of it. With that, that is the conclusion of today's episode. Thank you for signing in. If you do want to travel with me, I host group trips for travelers around the world. We have been to Morocco, Thailand, and Greece. In May of 2025, I'm taking a group to Peru. So that is also going to be open until March 5th. If you want to sign up for that, that is going to be linked in the description of this video. And if you want to follow me on social media, all of that is also in the description. And I thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week with another fun episode. Bye.